You're watching the Touchliner Podcast. Yo, guys, welcome back to the
Yo
Touchliner
guys, welcome back
Podcast,
to the Touchliner.
episode
Today
season
it's
2,
Ben and Josh
episode
back
12.
with another episode.
Shut up.
And we're coming at you with a banger today. We've got some bad takes coming from him for
Nope.
sure,
Just you're
guaranteed.
pointing at no one,
No,
so nice one.
guys, listen. This guy here, okay, he genuinely. We've made a list, a top 10 list of the best teams in the world, obviously from 10 to 1. And I know he's had a stinker. I
Okay,
know that his
let's.
list is going to reek of shit, guaranteed.
Okay, well, you know what? We've got a lot of football to cover. We will cover that later on, but we'll talk about
Yeah,
the past week. It's been very eventful. There's a lot of topics to cover, so we'll be swift, concise. All right.
let's be quick with it.
Yes. So,
What
chronological
do, who do
order.
we always start? Who
We
do
have to
we
go.
always start with, Josh?
For once, it's me as well. We have to start with the game that happened this
Interesting.
week on Wednesday. We're gonna have to
Interesting.
chronological order. Now, we did a preview for this game. I was very, very wrong. So were you, to be fair.
Mm.
No one
Both of
saw it
us were
coming.
wrong.
No one saw it coming. 3-0 to
Oh,
Newcastle at Old Trafford. Oh, the cooking. Oh, Eddie Howe. All right, what do you have to give me? Give me a your takes from that. Your takeaways.
the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Willock is back. I've missed this guy so much. He is genuinely like he is something for the future for sure. Like I think he's only 23 or 24. Like he's young.
Oh, it's older than
And
that.
he will. No, no way, no way. Google it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
He
yeah,
he was
24,
only he
24.
was on loan from
24.
Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Mate, like he's gonna start for England in the future. Like he's so good. Like genuinely,
He's
when he comes on,
24. I don't think he's gonna start for England.
he
Bellingham's
will
starting.
start for England. Trust me.
Bellingham and Rice,
Bellingham,
all the same.
him, Rice,
That's crazy. All
maybe.
right.
If he plays three in the midfield instead of these
over
two
over
little fucking
Foden. Right. Interesting. Keep going.
Foden can play on the left. What you
Nah,
think
that's
Rashford's
not.
starting ahead of Foden?
Rashford's been playing well for England though. Anyway, let's
Neither
not
Rashford or
skew off topic.
Grealish start right now. They're both shit right now.
Not
Anyways,
for England. Anyway, yes. Keep going.
so yeah, mate, Joe Willock's just it's insane, and you lot are shit. There's no other way about it. You lot were shit. We definitely we weren't full strength, but you guys weren't full strength either. And we, for the first maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I thought, oh, this could be an interesting game, and then after that, I was just like, oh, this is going to be a smashing incoming. Could feel it. It was building up for a while. Ended up being 3-0. Almiron, Joe Willock, and who was the other one?
Paul.
Lewis Hall, the Newcastle fan, with a beautiful volley just on the edge of the box on his weak foot. Mate, like he's one
Is
for the
that his
future
weak
as well.
foot? Is he right-footed?
He's left-footed. I think he hit it with his left. I think he's right-footed.
I thought it was
Um,
left-footed. Anyway.
one for the future. He is. That's his first ever senior goal, and he's doing it on the edge of the box against Manchester United away in the Carabao Cup against the previous winners. Like that is that's a big moment for him in his
Mm.
career. So, but yeah, it was just to me it just seemed like United are just really struggling with finding an identity, and that back line is just so bad. Like, and it's not even like it's not it's not even specifically the back line. Like the back line are bad, but then you realize like, oh, Bruno is shit right now. Rashford couldn't hit a barn door when he came on. He was useless. Fucking Hoyland got no service throughout the whole game. He didn't get anything. It's just like you don't play long ball. You don't try and build up. It's like you just wing it. Like that's genuinely what it looks like. It looks like you just throw 11 players out there and wing it. And Eddie Howe's entertainers, we came and we smashed it. That's what happened. And I didn't think, mate, like this lineup. If I can get this lineup for us now, was atrocious. We saw this lineup and we literally said in the group chat, that is dreadful. That is that is one of the worst lineups. It was all over Twitter. It was like, oh, if we lose to this team, like it's over. Or there was a Newcastle fan who said, if we win with this team, I'll get it tattooed, and Blood got it tattooed on
Ah,
his body.
good. Fairs.
Dubravka,
The
Livramento, Emil Kraft, who's not started
that's
a
yes,
Premier League
that's the
game.
crazy one. Emil Kraft and Dummett in
E-
defense.
Emil Kraft, Dummett, Target at left back, who went off injured straight away. And then Bernat to
Hall.
Burn or Burn. No, Hall was already playing. He was
Yeah,
on
no,
the.
Hall
Oh,
slotted
I think
back.
Almiron came on for him. Yeah. Longstaff as captain. He's never captained before in his life. Joe Willock, Matt Ritchie. Mate, Matt Ritchie was playing with Dwight Gale. He was playing with Dwight Gale when he was at Newcastle. Joelinton and Gordon. And yeah, I mean, you can go over the team sheet for United if you want. It was just a bad performance from United, and
Yeah,
it
it
was pretty
was.
inevitable, I think.
It see, I didn't know. The thing is with cup games, you never know. Form goes out the window. I thought we had a chance of winning, but it wasn't good enough, man. The players looked like they'd given up on themselves, on the club, on the manager, and that was a disappointment. And it's a difference between a club with a structure and a common goal from the top to the bottom. Everyone knows what they're trying to achieve. Everyone knows they will do whatever is necessary to get to that final goal, which is, I assume, winning the Premier League. So they're all driven
Mm.
in this, from the directors all the way to the janitors and the kit men and the receptionists. They know. So that's the mentality that they've instilled, and that's how you rebuild a team. That's how you blow up crap team, get in the right people that you need to get in, and build it up to a team that can actually challenge for titles and cups. Newcastle have done it now in a year, well, almost 2 years. It's under 2 years. They were doing it last season. United should take a sentence out of the book at least, or a word even out of that book, because it's embarrassing. You see, Newcastle have done it, Villa are doing it, Brighton are doing it. All these Arsenal over the past few years have done it, obviously with the financial backing, but it's
Nah,
there.
you've had enough financial backing.
No,
Let's
what
be
I
honest.
mean,
The
no, what
manager.
I mean is Arsenal had the backing, and Brighton and Villa did. Well, Villa did, Brighton didn't as much. Is what I
Mm,
mean.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So look, that's the thing. If you spend, how much did you buy Guimaraes for? 40 million. We bought Anthony
40. Yeah,
for 86, and that
guys, I'm just
is
gonna say this now. The worst ever. Well, there's been worse. He is top 5 worst Premier League signings ever. Like he is woeful.
yep.
He can't beat a man. He
No,
can't pass the ball. He
nope.
can't shoot. He's got
Mm.
one foot, and even his good foot is ends up in row Z a lot of the time. He can tell you about it. It nearly hit him in the face when he was sat in the rafters at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I was up there, and the ball came near me. The ball never comes near me, by the way. Like it doesn't reach the next tier. I'm in the next tier, and I was like, are you insane? Are you stupid? How did he do that? I don't know, man.
Calm.
I do agree with you though. I think he might go down as one of the, if not the worst signing in United and
He's
probably
easily
Premier League
he's easily
history.
the worst United signing ever. Easily the
Yeah, yeah,
worst
yeah,
United
yeah, yeah,
signing ever. You
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
argue Alexis Sanchez, but like like even he had like some like you knew he was a quality player before coming, so
Yep,
it kind of made sense. Do you know what I mean? It kind
yep.
of made sense at the time. But like this guy, who the where did you find him? Like where did he
Bro,
come from?
Ajax fans are warning us, man. And we were, well, I wasn't, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, you don't know," and I was like, "Why are we fighting this guy?" I'm a bit worried because we obviously don't watch him week in week out. But he literally, the most famous Ajax fan on Twitter was like, "Anthony for 86 million is gonna go down as one of the worst transfers." You can come back to this tweet, so everyone's just been retweeting it, and they're like,
Really?
"Yeah, yeah,
Damn,
yeah," because he
bro.
knew he was like, "You guys are
Oh,
crazy for paying that much."
bro, that is a fucking stupid amount.
Yeah,
For I mean for anybody, but still like for a for a fucking Eredivisie player
Yeah,
It's just insane.
unproven. We wanted him for 40, but even then, if we got him for 40, he'd still be a flop, and he'd still be one of our worst
Yes.
signings.
Yeah.
So
He is worth 20 million max. With his actual ability, take away his name and his nationality and his haircut and his tattoos, he is dog muck, genuinely.
yeah,
Like, I can't believe Almiron got slated for being average on the Pitchside podcast when this man exists.
yeah,
Like,
he's
this
bad.
man is
He is bad.
genuinely.
He is bad.
If not the worst winger in the league? There are wingers at Luton and Sheffield that are better than this guy.
Heath Chong,
Bruce,
respect to Heath Chong, my
shout out
winger.
to Chop.
But yeah,
He's not a
that was.
winger. He's a DM.
No, he's not. He's a winger. Come on.
He plays in the middle. He plays in the middle for them.
No, he plays out wide. Well, he did for us, and I think on FIFA, he's a winger. So
He's he's not playing on the wing. There's
either
no
way,
way.
he played on the left for us. He's an attacking player. Regardless, he's better than Anthony. Doesn't matter where he plays. But yeah, I mean that was a horror show. I did wait at school. I did stay until the end. I don't know why. And yeah, it looks like Newcastle have got a pretty good chance at winning it now. They've got Chelsea in the quarterfinals.
Mm.
Interesting.
Mate, we should smash them. Like, we should smash them. Let's be
Interesting.
honest.
Yeah, you should.
Just beat
You should.
Arsenal. Like, we just okay. Well, I mean, we'll get on to that Arsenal
Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get on to that. Believe me, Mikel Arteta. If you're fucking listening, Arteta, I'm gonna fucking egg you if I ever see you in person. You little crybaby rat. Fucking little whingy bastard. It's a disgrace. It's a
Nice.
disgrace. Your
Nice.
wife's a disgrace, mate. She's fucking
Oh,
ugly. All right.
interesting. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
He has he
that
has a wife.
concludes our Carabao Cup segment. Now we're out. I don't want to do these again. So we'll move on. Quickly, I just want to say well done to Messi and Bellingham on their Ballon d'Or and Copa awards. Fully deserved. Well done. No, you
Um,
can't even hear my
are we
clapping.
being
There
are
you go.
we being serious? Are we being serious? Deserved.
No, Bellingham I think deserved.
Deserved.
Bellingham deserved it. I don't think.
No, Bellingham deserved it, but
Nah,
Messi,
Haaland should have won it. But
bro,
game's the
bro had
game.
the best season ever recorded in football, and just these journalists,
Yeah,
these people report on the sport, and they
yeah.
thought, oh, let's end Messi's career on a nice Ballon d'Or. Like, fuck off,
That's
mate. He's
literally
not.
it.
Messi will not even be top 100 players next year in the Ballon d'Or. He won't. He'll have fucking barely
Yeah,
any
yeah.
votes.
No, he won't. I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's it. They vote for stories, man, and that's the truth. You know, in 2010, when Xavi and Iniesta won the World Cup and they won all the trophies with Barcelona, Messi still won the Ballon d'Or because he scored an insane amount of goals. So it's weird now the roles are flipped,
Yeah,
and he still
now
won
it's
it,
flipped.
and he still won it. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm happy for him. Is it deserved? I don't think so, but game's game. Nothing you can do.
Chong is a right mid slash centre mid on FC
Ah, okay.
24.
Interesting. So we're
So
both right.
slash centre mid, my friend.
Yeah, so we're both right.
Unfortunately, both correct. Yeah, but
Unf-
right mid isn't winger. Let's just make that clear.
What? Yeah, it is. Today it is.
Not
You're telling me there are defensive wingers anymore? They don't exist, man. You're a winger.
I don't know about that. Lewis Hall might have something to argue about that.
Lewis Hall's good, man. I just want to say, by the way, my talent ID. I watched Lewis Hall in one game last season against City, and I knew he was going to be good. I knew it. And Livramento, it's not just me. A few of us knew he was good. I told you you didn't overpay. I told you you didn't overpay. He's a
Bro
good. He's a
is
good
insane.
bro. He's crazy. He's
He's
just a bit
so
injury prone. That's the only issue.
Bro literally cooked. I mean, Garnacho had a bad game, like, but
Mm,
I mean, he was getting pocketed by Livramento, and same with Martinelli. Absolute disaster class from him,
yeah,
trying to break, and even Trippier moved over to the left, and Livramento came on for the right.
yeah.
and
Oh, baller.
he mate cooked him. Mate, he's
Good defender,
unreal,
and
and
he's strong, and he's quick, and he can pass. I mean, he assisted Almiron's goal.
yeah,
Very good player.
oh, it
Let's
was
so
a
let's talk.
lovely
Let's
assist.
talk about let's talk about the game though, the Arsenal game.
Where do you even begin? I mean, so much happened. First
Let's
of
talk
all,
about how
let
you
me just
feel.
say,
How do you feel?
feel like I feel bad, to be honest, like, because, to go all those hundreds of miles to drive all the way up to Newcastle in the cold, cold rain and to watch your team get smashed about the park,
This guy, man.
it must be terrible for these crybaby Arsenal fans. Absolute. You know what? Honestly, I've actually did see some fair reactions, some level-headed reactions on social media. Um, a guy on AFTV was outside of St James's Park, and he was like, "No, like we lost today. Who deserved to win? Newcastle deserved. Doesn't matter about the referee. End of story." But mate, the referee, what it might be one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever seen in a game of football for my team at least. And it was bad for Arsenal as well. He wasn't being biased either way. He was just being bad.
Yep.
Like there's no other way to talk about it. Havertz, arguably a red card tackle if he's an inch, if his foot is an inch to the left. His both his legs are up. He's off the ground, literally jumping into the tackle, studs up. He just misses Longstaff's shin, and then obviously Longstaff gets taken out by the dragging leg. Ball was nowhere near him. He knew he was never getting it, and obviously all the players surround. Lascelles goes mental, and the ref books him, gives him a yellow. Sean Longstaff gets up, says that's a fucking red, and he points to his shin because he's got like a cut, like not a cut, but like a big red gash down his shin, and the ref gives him a yellow for for dissent. Like I'm assuming it was talking back to the ref
Yeah.
because you're not
Yeah.
allowed to ask for another card anymore. They will just give you a card if you ask for
Yeah.
a red or another yellow, which to me is mental. No, sorry, it was Gordon who got a yellow first, and Gordon goes mental saying, "What the fuck have I got a yellow for?" And then it's Fabian Schär, and then it's Sean Longstaff. 3 yellow cards out of Havertz yellow card challenge. Like what? You've asserted your authority as a referee so poorly there. Like that because later on in the game, Arsenal players crowded the referee when we scored, saying that the ball had been out and no cards were given. So you think that you've made a statement at the beginning of the game, but then they realize they can just get away with it. Like, which one is it? Are we carding for dissent or are we letting it go? Like, which one
Mm.
is it? Then, you know, I mean, do you want to talk about the goal? There's so much you can talk about
Yeah.
it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So obviously, the lead up to your goal, the ball on the goal line, like in line with the goal, it goes to the far side near the corner, and it gets
Yeah,
dragged back in, crossed in,
by Joe Willock.
crossed in by Willock. Joel Linton misses the header in a 50-50 with Gabriel. He
It
kind of
goes down
comes,
his like
yeah, off his
chest or his
torso,
shoulders or something
yeah,
like that.
and then it ends up at the feet of Gordon at an empty net, and he taps it
Gordon.
home. It's 1-0. But like you said, the Arsenal players got mad. Over there's a few things you can dissect here. So you got the ball going out of play, you got the foul. That's what they were calling for. So, firstly, did the ball go out of play?
The ball didn't go out of play. It
Okay,
was in.
interesting.
Uh, pro-
Uh,
proven proven by BN Sports.
okay,
So
let's
we
go
can
back.
just
Let's go back a
let's
few
go back
episodes.
to
United versus
Manchester
Brighton.
United.
I got the receipt. I actually found a receipt. I
Mm,
can't believe it. I was so proud of myself. Ben said
he
it
did.
went out of play. He said it twice actually, and he said cope actually. So he said out of play, cope. Now, with that, with the angle, with that, the ball looked more in play than yours. I thought yours was in play, by the way, because of the Japan one, because I used that as an example as well.
your angle was on the so your angle was a camera from outside of the pitch looking in, but our camera angle was inside the pitch looking out, if that makes sense. Do you get what I mean? So our camera is looking from the perspective of inside the field, looking down at the corner of the pitch
Yeah,
as he brings it back. But the angle from the Rashford one, I think it was they get a camera from outside the pitch, outside the corner, looking down into the pitch
yeah, yeah,
from the behind him. So it looks like it's. I think that makes it look to you, like you said, a little bit more in than ours.
yeah,
But the problem was what the referee said is there was not a conclusive angle to say that it was out because they didn't
likewise
have the
though,
technology to do so, which
likewise
they
though.
should have. Well, yeah, but the angle's different in that
The
game.
thing I don't think
Do you know what I
either
mean?
is definitive. It's subjective. Like
Uh,
if unless you have the tech, but which they should, tech above which can look down and be like that is out of play, that is in
Mate,
play.
they have it in tennis, they have it in rugby, they've got it in so many different sports. Like, how difficult is it to just get like line technology to see if a ball goes out or not? I know you shouldn't use it for throw-ins and for corners, but for something that influences a goal, you should use it. Simple
Yeah,
as.
like they do with fouls. I think that's fair. I don't think it's too much to ask for. So we both think that was in. Fine. Let's move to the foul.
Yes,
Was it a foul?
definitely. Mate, this man, Gabriel, or Saliba, whichever
It's
moron
Gabriel.
it
Yeah, it's Gabriel, yeah.
is like 6'2". Him and Joe Linton are the same build, right? What happens is Raya is in front of him, so disgustingly out of position that Raya, he's actually like a meter or two in front of where he should be. Willock puts the cross in. He goes to try and tap it over, but he's too far off his mark. He misses it. And Saliba, I think, genuinely is going down because he thinks that Raya's actually going to get a touch onto it and move it backwards, so he's avoiding. But he's also backing up into Joelinton at the same time. So Joelinton has got his arms out and jumping up to try and head the ball. Obviously, then it rolls down. But Saliba's gone like flying forwards. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, no, none of them called for a foul when the ball went in. That's what's
Mhm.
important.
Yeah.
They called for the ball being out.
Right.
That's what is important. All of them started pointing over to the corner saying it went out. Nobody was calling for a foul, right? So it's nowhere near a foul. And then it was the offside was the next thing. So three different checks, just to be clear. Well,
Yeah,
it actually was
yeah.
four checks. It was four checks because they checked for handball as well.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
went through everything. Listen, fair play, go through everything. I'd much rather get it right than get it wrong. And I don't know what this ridiculous rule is of if the keeper is in front of the ball, two opposing players two of his teammates have to be behind him to create an offside line. But if there's only one player behind him, the keeper is still the offside line.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
something ridiculous. What in the world? How does that make
So
any sense?
basically the offside rule, the line is drawn from the second player in the team. The second most forward backward player in the team, yeah. So if
Yeah.
the keeper's like come out, for example, and someone's tracked back, now the keeper's making the offside line, if that makes sense. So it's whoever the second most player is, that's where the line is.
I think I mean, to me, that's just ridiculous. I think it should just be whoever's the furthest back. Like, I don't care about the keeper at all. If the keeper's if there's no outfield players involved and it's a 2-on-1, two being Newcastle players and one being the keeper, obviously the player will have to stay behind the passer of the ball. Like sweaty goals, we know the crack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if there's a player who moves behind the keeper, let's say Gabriel, he should then be the offside line. It doesn't make any sense for the keeper to still be there. But they said that they couldn't tell if it came off of Gabriel or if it came off of Joelinton from the
Right.
angle.
Yeah.
So it rolls down Joe Linton, but they can't tell if it then knocks off Gabriel. So then therefore they can't tell if Gabriel's played him onside. But then again, can he play him onside if he's not the last man? Like it doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
because
That's
it's
weird.
supposed to be the offside line. So I don't know. But also the keeper's very close. Like it is close in line. So I don't know. And also it was about what part of Joe Linton it hit for Gordon
Yeah,
to be considered off.
it's so
It's
messy.
it was strange.
So messy, but in the end, they gave the goal to
But
Gordon.
in the end, it was not there was nothing clear and obvious to give away
True.
to say no.
That is
The
true.
ball wasn't clearly out from the angle that we had. It wasn't clearly a foul. It wasn't clearly offside.
Yep.
Therefore, they have to give the goal. You have to give it. You have to have, but like you can't complain about both. That's what Jamie Carragher said. I like it when they do this because people complain that they wanna take goals away. That VAR don't wanna give goals. They wanna find any reason to take it away. But they've done everything in their power there to make sure that, they've gone through all the checks to make sure the goal has stood. You
Yeah.
can't have it both ways and complain when it both happens. And
It's true.
Arteta, you fucking rat. Arteta,
I
when a VAR decision went his way,
yeah,
like, earlier on in the season, tweeted no, he didn't tweet, he was quoted,
yeah.
and he was like, "We have to understand that this is new technology and the
Yeah,
referees, they
I
will
have the
always."
quote. I have the quote. It says they are trying to make the best decisions. We need to understand that mistakes happen. And this one,
Mhm.
word for word, after the Newcastle game, it's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace. And he also said, "I'm embarrassed to be a part of this," talking about the Premier
Yeah.
League.
He
Interesting.
said he didn't want to be here anymore. That's literally what he said. He said, "I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be controlled by other people." Mate, you are a virgin. You're a whiny little rat. Like, shut up.
What?
Honestly, you little nerd switching
Oh
on
my
fucking
days.
whenever it suits you. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my god. Like, at least, honestly, Eddie Howe will come out if something was decisive. He'll say, "Listen, like it could have gone either way." If it goes against us, he'll be like, "Oh, I didn't think it was, but
Yeah,
I didn't have a good angle. I was sitting on the sidelines."
yeah.
I don't know what angle Arteta saw because he couldn't. He was seeing what Eddie Howe was seeing. And Eddie Howe said he
Mm.
couldn't see anything halfway line. Mate, it's just like what a
I don't know, man.
crybaby
He probably
little.
watched it back on the iPad and got upset, but look, that's he lost. He took the L. What do you think about the so Liverpool obviously a few weeks ago released that statement contesting a decision. Arsenal have just released a statement today. Quick thoughts on that? Do you think it's a bit over the top?
God thinks he's Michael Jordan because he's reaching that high. There's no chance in the world the Premier League will
Oh.
overturn that goal.
No,
No
of course
chance.
not. Of course they won't. I don't
It,
know what
it
he
is
thinks is gonna happen.
it's a desperate attack, and he should be fined. Really, he really should be fined because Jacob Murphy got fined 40. I think it was either 45 or 45,000 or 4,500 for saying in a post for saying unlucky today lads, not much you can do when you're playing against 12 men. That's literally all he said. The absolute rant that Arteta's gone on. Yes, he hasn't specifically said that the referee was on their side, but like he's implied it
Yeah.
heavily,
Wouldn't
slated off
wouldn't be
VAR,
surprised if he got
slated
away with
him
it, but
off.
he shouldn't. I think he should be fined. But no,
Fine him.
you got the
Right.
last laugh though. You've ended their unbeaten run. They've now lost their first league game of
Unbeaten
the
pack.
season.
Yeah.
And there you
Who
go.
who else would do it, bro? Who else would do it besides us? Literally. It was
Anthony
always gonna
Gordon,
be
man. But
cooked in your
that's
FPL, to be fair.
yes, he did. Dub, even though no one else did. Crap week.
Oh, captained Lascelles.
By accident.
Mate, I can't
You were
believe that.
so angry. But,
Captained
oh,
Lascelles, got 18 points out of it.
that's
Dub.
insane. Anyway, we'll move back to United to our Fulham game because you watched it. Uh, not going to talk much about the game, patterns of play. But we got a result. It's a key result we're in a tough spot. And just to put it lightly, we're in a very tough spot. People questioning the manager, rumors swirling around with the club are looking at other people questioning Bruno. It was nice to see him get the winner. It's a step in the right direction. I don't think it saves Ten Hag's job or anything like that. I just think it's putting us on a track now where it's like, okay, we've got a win. Let's build momentum now. Who we have next? We have Copenhagen, we have Luton, we have Galatasaray. These are games you have to win. You have to win these games. November is such a big month. I'm happy for Fernandes because he showed up in a big moment, and in a lot of big moments he's gone missing. He's finally come up and he scored in stoppage time. Insane. I was
Mate,
literally neutral
fact
the
that
whole time.
the fact that we're calling extra time at Fulham, no, like that, calling that a big moment says a lot about where yous are right now.
It does, but it is a big moment, and a lot of things can change. Last season, we were drawing with Fulham, and we got a winner, and after that, it was the World Cup, and we came back and we went on a crazy run. So sometimes you just need a win to get things started. I don't know what we're getting started. I don't know if anything even is getting started. It was a very boring game. We didn't play that well. I want to shout out Maguire again. Concussed the whole game. I don't think he's going to remember any of it. Put in a man of the match performance though.
Mate,
Great.
the manager should have taken him off. That's not
Yeah.
good to have a
No,
player
it's
like that
true.
on.
Bro, he literally every time the camera went to him, he looked like he didn't know where he was. But he put in a very good,
He,
very, very good show.
Players should not have a final say about that. They should not. But he passed a HIA check, so he must have been okay to continue
Yeah,
playing after the
I hope
first one.
so. I hope so. I hope maybe he was just old or something because he didn't look well. But look, we got the win.
Mm.
Good goal from Fernandez. That goal, he sent two people. I loved it. But now we move. Big, big games ahead. Come on, United. United, United. Anyway, City. City. Doku. Bro's a chef.
Mate,
Bro's a
I
chef.
moved him straight into my FPL.
That was
I've put
such a
him straight in
knee-jerk
there.
move. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I literally said reactive tax, but like that's not a one-off game. Like
He's
if
very
you watch the
good.
highlight, bro it was like watching ASM, but actually like passing the ball. It was mental. Like ASM getting into the right positions, beat a man, and then just put it into the box for someone else to score.
Yeah.
Like it was 4 assists and a goal is insane. It's a 10 out of 10 performance.
No, it is.
Like
It
it,
is.
it was.
What a
So
signing, man. They don't
he,
miss. They don't miss.
bro, like how do they do it? Where did this guy come from? I don't know enough about football to know these like small players.
They spent a fair
Like
amount on him. I think he was 50 or 60 million. But the thing is, no one questions it because they know what that City have a plan.
yeah,
They know, like, it's like, oh, he
and they've
paid.
got the recruitment at City is unbelievable. They've not had one bad signing.
Yep.
I actually genuinely can't think of a bad signing that they've had. I,
Phillips. I'll say Calvin Phillips. Probably the only one I can think of right now.
but is he like? But he's not even been bad. Like he's just not played. Either
Yeah,
he's
but
not
like
doing it in training, getting out work
that's literally the worst I can think of. That's what I mean. I mean, in the last 6 years,
back,
obviously
innit?
in Pep's first couple seasons, there were some stinkers, but since then,
He's created a team. He's created a team that can rotate and not lose any strength at all.
that's the dream.
Like it'll
That's
get
what elite teams
slightly
do.
slightly weaker, but like even like Phillips is a really good midfielder.
Yeah,
Like he's not the elite of the division or the elite of the league, but he's very good.
he's going to Newcastle in January. It's my prediction.
Calvin Phillips.
He wants out. No, it's my prediction because he wants out. He wants to leave in January to go and play somewhere to get regular minutes, but stay at a similar level. You guys need a midfielder. I just think it makes perfect sense.
He doesn't start for us at all.
Maybe not, but he's got the ability to play his way into that team if he wants, and if you need rotation, like you need a
It's all right,
midfielder,
lad.
you're gonna get him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can sit on the bench while Sean Longstaff does the hard work. If he gets injured, we'll give you a call. Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It just makes sense. But only time will tell. Liverpool
Yeah,
equalize against Luton. Bums,
don't care.
bums.
Hate
You know
Diaz.
what?
Hate his
Luton,
face.
Luton, man. It looks like going away to that council house stadium in the middle of that like city. It's quite hard. Like they've come
Yeah,
so close to stealing points and they just drop it at the end. But I'm happy for them. I do hope
yeah.
they stay
They
up.
nearly did it against Arsenal, didn't they?
Yep, yep. And then Burnley, they threw it away as well. Chong, man, I'm so happy for him. What a guy. It's my
How long
favorite.
have I been saying Chong to score? And he finally does when I'm not even watching the game. Sorry, I was too busy sparring the national team today.
Shut up.
UAE national
No
team,
one, no one
just to
asked.
be clear.
Shut up. This guy.
That one guy in the comments asked. I forgot his name, but
Oh, I forgot
he
his name as
asks.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not fucking commented since, the prick. So, don't know where you've
He
gone
just
there.
hasn't. Where has he gone? All right. Tottenham, Chelsea play tomorrow. Who do you think wins that at Tottenham Stadium?
Tottenham. Tottenham will smash them.
Prediction?
It'll be 3-1, Mudryk to score, and Maddison to assist. That's
What?
my bet builder for the
So
week.
Mudryk will score for Chelsea, and then Madison will get one assist. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. I think Son will score a couple. That's my bet builder. Paddy
Yeah, I don't
Josh.
care about scoring just because I have Maddison in my FPL, so I need him to
Oh,
assist.
I got Son. I need him to cook, and I think he will. All right.
I've got
So,
Sarr in there as well. I don't know if he's going
s-
to even start.
bruh, I got Udogie. I don't know if he looks injured.
He's injured, mate. He's not fucking starting.
Damn it. Kufal coming off my bench. All right. Time for the segment, the weekly segment, the special segment. It's our top 10. Well, this week it's our top 10 teams in the world. So the criteria we decided on is we'll base it on the 2022-23 season and this season so far. So for me, I've obviously taken into consideration trophies and overall performance, but also with a pinch of this season. Just a pinch.
Mm, okay.
I started last
Are
week.
we doing... No. We did one by one last week.
Yeah, so you start, you go 10, and then
Oh,
I'll go
you
10.
want me
And
to
then
start?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You are really not going to like this.
Okay.
But 10. Number 10, the 10th best team in the world, is Paris Saint-Germain.
Interesting. I'm not mad at that. No, I'm not mad at that. That's interesting. Hmm.
Uh-huh. They
Oh no, wait.
stink.
I am mad because I know
Just
what's coming.
wait.
I know what's
Just
coming.
just wait.
I'm going to come back and
Wait.
slap you. You're so stupid. All right. Okay.
No.
Fairs.
This this list murks, mate. I'm telling you. This is
Okay.
a good list.
Okay.
Um,
A number
mate,
10.
they reek right now. They reek, honestly.
Nah, I would, you know what? I'd say they're better now. They look like more of a team. They're gonna get it together though, I think. Just give it time.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Number 10, I've
Go
got
ahead,
Manchester
Georgia.
United.
That is just, yeah. Oh my god, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, but
No,
you said to
you
take, hold on,
no,
you said
Josh,
to
Josh,
take into consideration
you
last
can't
season,
be
right?
serious. Yeah, they came fourth in the Premier League.
Third. We came third. And listen, listen, listen,
Oh,
listen,
give over.
listen, listen,
You scraped
listen,
third
listen.
when
Not,
no teams were performing. Liverpool weren't performing. Chelsea weren't performing. Tottenham weren't.
I don't care. You came fourth in that league. Look, we beat City, we beat Liverpool, we beat Arsenal, we knocked Barcelona out of Europe, we beat you in the Carabao Cup final. These are five very, very good teams. We had a very good season
Is this
on
the
the
Liverpool that
basis,
you also lost
on the
7-1 and
basis.
the Man City that you lost
No,
six
yeah,
three
yeah,
to?
exactly. That's why they're 10th. But we still had a good season. We got 71 points. We still came third. Or 75 points, sorry. We came third. We won a trophy for the first time in 7 years, 6 years. It was a good season. Like people, obviously, you can forget because of like what's been going on this season. But last season, there was a point where I was like, we could beat anyone on our day. Like that period after the World
No,
Cup until
no.
the Carabao Cup. But what? Why is
That
it so
it's
far
not
fetched
enough.
for you? Why
It's
is that so far
nowhere
fetched?
near enough. It's nowhere near
We
enough to
won we
shift
won a
them into top
trophy.
10.
We beat the La Liga winners, by
Mate,
the way, in Barcelona. So
all of my all of my list smashes you lot. All of them.
you're so stupid. You're so stupid.
Every
No,
single team I have smashes you. I
listen.
can't see one team on this list that would actually struggle against you.
Right now,
Genuinely.
yes, but you said to take into consideration last season. So I
Yes,
take it into consideration last season.
even last season.
We literally beat. I literally told you we beat you. We beat City. We beat Liverpool. We beat Arsenal, and we beat
Okay,
Barcelona.
Josh,
And
listen,
Barcelona won
you
the
beat.
league.
Oh shit. Okay.
You forgot
I've
Barcelona.
forgotten
I
about you.
forgot.
Forgot. No. Okay, right. They're shit anyways. So you beat us when we didn't even have our starting keeper.
I
We had
don't
a keeper
care.
who's not played.
I
No,
don't
no,
care.
listen, listen,
We
listen.
won a final.
Got to put it into context. You've got to put it into context. You beat a Newcastle team that had a keeper who's not played senior football in 3 or 4 years. That's not just any football, that's senior football. He's not even played for reserves. He's not played for under 23s or anything like that. He's not
Okay.
played a game.
Okay.
Okay. So take that one off your list.
Oh,
Okay, you won the
ja,
final.
oh
Fair enough.
no, I'm not taking it
You
off
won
the
the
list.
final.
That's so okay.
You
Whatever.
won the tiny little domestic cup that only has the English teams in it.
Clip it.
Fair
Clip
enough.
it right now. When you win this cup, I'm just gonna play
Clip
this
it,
on
yes,
repeat. Clip it. Clip it. All right. When you
mate,
win
do
it, I'm
it.
just gonna say that to you. All right, go for it.
A shit cup. It's a shit cup, but we need a trophy, so we'll take it. Use beat us, fair play, but surely you go into the end of last season when you were losing 7-1. You couldn't win away. You were scraping home wins. You weren't
Okay.
scraping them, but you were
Okay.
drawing them out.
Fine. But then
Like you cannot say,
we're still the third best team in England.
mate,
Like, but
mate,
what are you gonna do?
it's not like that though, is it? Like Liverpool are a better team than you last season. They were better than you.
Okay, can we
Like I
move on?
know,
You're
no,
actually giving me brain damage. You're giving me brain damage.
no, no.
I'm getting a
I
hemorrhage right
know,
now.
I
Wallahi, I'm
know.
getting a hemorrhage.
I know, I know you finished above them, and I know that ranks who is the best in the league, who is the second best, third best, fourth best. But Liverpool play better than you. They're a better team than you. Last
Yes, yeah.
season,
No,
they
then.
were.
Oh my
They had a dreadful
god.
start to the year. Josh, they had a dreadful start to the
Yes.
year.
Okay, so
When you
hold the same energy. We had a dreadful end to the year, yes, but were unreal for 3 or 4 months in that season, and that's what won us the
Josh,
cup. That's what got us.
you were good for 3 months. Don't call yourselves
We
unreal.
were
You were
unreal. We
good for
knocked out oh, man. We were literally, we didn't lose a game for like 3 or 4 months. We didn't lose a game, and we outplayed that City team, the treble winning City team. We beat them in the league. Like it's not like I'm
yeah,
sitting here
yeah,
like, oh,
I'm
we won the
no,
cup.
no,
No,
you have what you've done is you've tried to make a narrative to fit them into the top 10. They might be 13th or 12th, even 11th maybe in my list, but you cannot put them top 10, Josh. You're biased
they're literally. You know what? You know what? Maybe,
you're biased
may
over there.
honestly, maybe because I forgot Barcelona in my list, I'll probably put them in instead
Mate,
of you, man.
genuinely, all of my teams, I forgot Barcelona, all of my teams smash you lot. Not even a joke.
That's why
All
they're
of them
10th.
smash.
That's why they're 10th. That's fine.
PSG smash you and they're 10th. PSG beat you. Come on.
Now, okay, yeah, no, now, yeah, but like last season, like, oh, whatever, man. It's so stupid. All right, nine. Go to 9. I'm just getting pissed off.
It's just yeah. I'm stupid. While your United tax takes over this
No,
is like
yeah,
this is like
you're a
you
United
said,
hater. You're not even
oh my
acknowledging
god,
that last season we were good. We were good last season. We
you were
were
good
good.
for you were good. You were good for a third of the season. And
Half. No, but
you were
even we still got 75 points.
Yes, I know. But then you also have to take into consideration how bad everybody else was that year. Like, yeah, you had a good year, like fair play. But in context, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't, does it? Like you beat City, fair play. Like fair, that's a really good result for you. But also, Liverpool had a really bad start to first half of the season and even beginning of the second half. Chelsea still nowhere to be seen. They still haven't come back. Tottenham were in shambles. Now look at them. Like you have to take that into
You can
consideration.
only
And
listen.
Villa and Brighton were just going on the up at
Nah,
that point
this
as
is
well.
crazy. You're literally giving excuses for every single team. You can only play who's in front of you, and that's who we had in front of us,
Yeah,
and we
of
beat
course,
them,
of
and
course,
we
of
beat them.
course.
I di
of course.
and the football
But
I
context
disagree.
matters.
I disagree with you saying that that Liverpool played better football than us last season. I disagree with that. Obviously, you're gonna talk about the 7-0 fine. Yeah, that was crazy. They outplayed us off the pitch. We shouldn't even have showed up. But the whole season, we had a style of play. We were pressing. We had that direct counter-attacking football against the bigger teams, and it worked. This season, it hasn't. I think recency bias might be playing a little part in your mind, which is fine because you did say you're considering this season more. But you're underrating how
I said
that we were good last
slightly
year.
more.
For the third best
Yeah,
team in
no,
England, I think it
I
deserves to be in the
think
top 10.
I think yous were good, but to 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 say 10th best in the world when you also have to add in this season, like I don't know how you get that. But anyways, let's move on to ninth.
Okay.
Fuck me. Right. My ninth best
Can
team in
we
the
wait?
world.
Can we put Barcelona like into one of these slots alongside another team?
No,
Because
no, you've made your list. You've
bro,
made your
they
list,
deserve
lad.
to be here, man. Oh, sake.
Well, you forgot, big man. I forgot as well. So
All right, whatever. What's
here's
your
what it is.
9? I'm gonna scream at you if this is who I think it is.
Newcastle United are the ninth best team in the world right now. We are. And you can sit there and sigh all you like. The results speak for itself. So
No, right, let's go through this. You've got a PSG team in disarray. You've got a Dortmund team who just got slapped 4-0 by Bayern Munich, and they beat you at home. So context is really important here, actually. You beat an Arsenal team by 1 goal that shouldn't even have stood. You knocked this City team out of the Carabao Cup.
it
Fair enough,
should have stood.
but they
It
played
should have stood.
18-year-olds.
I thought you just said it should have stood.
No, I'm just
I
imitating
thought you,
you. I'm just
oh,
being nonsensical and stupid like you were. That's all.
it's not nonsensical to give context. You can't just say
Well,
like, oh, Liverpool beat you 7.
I'm giving you context. All right, fine. Maybe the goal disputed because we don't know for sure. Bien did the thing, but I want to see the Premier League and PGMOL show me that they was in.
Now that we're arguing about it, now you want to see it. That's
No, no.
interesting.
The thing is,
Earlier you did.
but I told you my opinion. I think it was in. I do think it was in, but it's disputed. It's not 100%, is it? Like they haven't PGMOL haven't come out and been like, yeah,
What you
it
have
was
to think
in.
about is who out of. I mean, obviously you'll hear my list afterwards. I think any team that's not above Newcastle on this list, I think we beat them. Like we beat United, and then obviously I'm not going to tell you who's not on my list because then you'll know they're not above. But I think that is not a bad shout. I think Tom Garrett had Newcastle 10th in his list, and the other two morons had Aston Villa as 10th. Like Villa's like is in the conversation as well. They're definitely in the conversation for consistency over you lot. That's for sure.
This season, yes,
But
of course. Of course, this season,
even
yes.
last season they had a good season.
Better than us?
De Zerbi's run was pretty good. You can't deny it. And
Oh,
he came in halfway through the season.
holy shit,
When
man.
did he come through? When did he join? When did he join?
Yeah, he came through halfway through the season, but what? This is so you're saying Brighton had a better season than us because
Oh, because no. Sorry, I meant Emery. Sorry, not De Zerbi.
you're saying Villa had a better season than us, even though Emery was there from the beginning. So you think they had a better
Oh
season
no,
because they came 7th?
I didn't say they had a better season. I didn't say they had a better season. I just said they had a good season as well.
They did. They did. That's fair.
Look, you have to think about it like this. Like, do I think that you will beat Villa? Like, no. Do I think that Newcastle beat PSG? Yes. Like that's what you have to think
You
about when you're
think we
ranking
play Villa like what are you talking about like tomorrow?
in a
We play
Champions League game, like in a Champions League final. I can't say game because that'll be home or away.
Well,
So
they just lost to Forest, so I don't know. Like I thought they were really good,
yeah,
but they've dropped points. So they aren't as
yeah,
good as we all thought. But
one game in it. But yeah, they're not in my list. I didn't have them up there, but I think
okay.
you can't like okay, like genuinely, do you think that Newcastle being 10th or ninth is
Yes.
even if the PSG game was a fluke, fair enough, you can call it a fluke if you want because they're in disarray. Even though we played Jamal Lascelles and Paul Dummett, fair enough. Like we'll give you your moment of daylight there. Do you
Ooh,
think?
ooh.
Do you genuinely think that Newcastle are not in the top 10?
I thought you were gonna say them at 10th, and I would have been like, "You know what? That's fair because you had a good season last year. You've had a great start this year." So I would, if you said 10th, I would have been like, "Fair enough," because I think that you're in the form that you deserve to be 10th. But to put them above PSG, who did win the French league last year, by the way. Yeah, it's a farmers league, but they still won a trophy. I think it's crazy, and you did beat them
Do you think
4-1,
it's
but I think it's crazy.
mate, like, it's crazy to have them one
And
place above.
no, and to shit on United, who had a better season than you last season. To have to say it's crazy for me to put them at 10. If I'm going off
Give
that basis,
context.
it's insane.
You were a point above us, Josh.
4.
You had
We
a
were
better season.
4 we were 4 points above you, and we
You
beat
had
you in a final. We had a better
you
season
had
than
a better
you.
s yeah, you had a better season than us when you beat us in the final with our with Karius in goal.
No,
Fair
but this
play,
is
you
now
beat
you're
us.
gonna be like, "Oh, because you spent 500 million." I don't care. Like, you just beat us with your second team. Like, it doesn't matter
But
if you spent
also,
500 million on your team.
when we talked about the Carabao Cup final, we've talked about it before, you've said, yeah, like you were obviously gonna lose. Like you said that like you weren't gonna win with Karius in goal. So
No,
like it's fair play, like you won.
it's a
No one's
combination. You
disputing that.
obviously Karius wasn't on form, well, hasn't played in years, so I was confident going into it. But also the form around that game that we had, we knocked Barcelona out 3 days before or 4 days before, and then we played you and won that final. So I thought to myself, we're gonna win. Like that whole period, I was like, we'll win. We are gonna win every game. So that's why I
Mhm.
put us at 10 because I remember watching us and seeing that we don't play that football anymore for some reason. But in that period of time,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
we were up there.
you focus too much on that, I think. Like that's 2, 3 months of football and then 5 months, 6 months of football.
We
Well,
we
not
beat
5 or
Li
6 months,
we beat Liverpool and
but
Arsenal in the first couple months of the season. Like we still got results elsewhere. And we had Christmas off. So we have to remember
yeah,
that period is actually the chunk of the season. That 3-4 months or whatever it is. All the games were there because we had a week, a month and a bit off, and then we came back in the new year and all the teams were playing 2 games a week. And we did well. So I don't think it's far fetched. I'm not saying there's like 10 games we did well.
it's not far-fetched, but you're just not top 10, you're like 11th or 12th. Then
Okay, so
that's
then
not
why is it
outrageous to
so
me,
so then why is it so tough that I put it one place above? So like you've just said to
because
me,
you
I put it
clearly
one
forgot
place above.
somebody, because you've either not put Newcastle there, who just smashed you and only came a 2 or 3 points behind you last season, or
Newcastle
you've
who
not put
knocked us
PSG in.
out in the yeah, you've done well, but you didn't do anything last season. And I told you I
Okay,
based
it's
it
fine.
mostly on last season.
We'll see. Yeah, well, that's convenient for you, innit, now that you've based most of it on last season to get
I
United in
told
there.
no, I told you earlier. I said I've done it because like this season's been 10 games. Brighton and Villa are in the top 6. Are they going to be at the end of the season? Maybe, but I don't. It's highly unlikely.
Gotta take both of it 50-50, mate,
No, because it's
50-50.
not 50-50. One's got 50 games of data, and the other one's got 10 or 15 if you're in Europe. So how can you do
But
50-50?
you're only as good as your last game.
Yeah, so
That's why it has to
if you
be.
want to do 50-50,
That's why
that makes no sense to me. There's no trophies have been won yet apart from the Community Shield and the Super Cup. So I can't fail. I can't. I It doesn't make sense for me. Villa, I've had them.
but
If we
you can see who's won last year and then see who's in still in this year. Like you won the final, you won it last year. You've been knocked out in the quarterfinals this year, or the round of 16. Sorry. Add
yeah,
that together. Does that make the 10th best team in the world? To me, no. But
no, but
also
we've
like
had a bad start this
considerations of
season.
injuries and all that stuff. I don't know. I think you're 11th or 12th, but it just means to me that you've forgotten a team like completely because I've not
I mean,
got
I told you I
Barcelona,
forgot
and I know,
Barcelona. Maybe I would have taken United out
but
instead.
I've not got Barcelona either. So it means you've either not got PSG and Newcastle or somebody else on this list.
Yeah, I don't
I
have
don't think you've got
Newcastle. I don't
Newcastle
think
because you've
Newcastle
never
are
put
not. They're
Newcastle.
not in the top 10 yet. Wait until you do something,
Jesus
then I'll put
Christ.
you in the top 10. You haven't won anything.
Yes,
How could you? Every team in this list has won something. Of course, like, all right, whatever. What have you got?
my it's you still. I gave
Oh,
my number.
okay. Number 9, I've got PSG.
So P. Okay, right. That makes complete sense. Okay, so my number 8 is Liverpool.
Okay.
I think it's fair to put them at 8. I think they had a bit of a shaky season last year, still sort of reconfiguring the squad. And this year they've still looked shaky. Like they've given away games in the first half, like for no reason, and have then had to claw back. Um, they are a good team, but also like still figuring out Trent moving into the middle. Like he looked like weak against us when we played. Like it looked like he was a little bit all over the place. Like Salah, obviously one of the best players in the world, playing with Darwin Núñez. Like I had him in my top strikers, but he's just missed a sitter today. Like a really bad miss. Like they just don't look like the Liverpool of
Nah,
that
different
Champions
team,
League Liverpool,
different system,
or that
different team.
yeah, it doesn't look like I don't think they'll push for anything this year.
I think they will.
Obviously they're not going to push for Carabao Cup. I don't think they care about it. I think they care
No,
about
no.
Europe.
I mean the league. I think the league. They're gonna push in the league. They're gonna be City's main
Ah,
contenders. I think.
no, no way,
I think so.
no
That
way,
midfield is cooking, and yeah, Nunez. Oh, excuse me.
mate. He's not done. Sobersley has not done anything. Like he looks good. Like he obviously influences play really
He's a
well. But if you
good-looking
actually
guy.
look at this, if we, yeah, if you look at the stats, like just the goals and assists, he's contributed barely anything.
He's
Like
just
fair play.
started, but he's not that. He's not a 10. Like I hate back in Liverpool, but he's more than that. He's supposed to facilitate play. I
Yeah,
think the numbers will come.
he's like a
Um,
Bellingham, innit? Like he can do 10, but he can also do a little
yeah.
bit more.
So in this system, I don't know. They're still finding their feet. I have them at 8 as well. I think it's fine. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I think
um,
that's fine.
yeah. Okay.
It gets a bit shaky from here onwards, to be honest.
7.
7 into Milan.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's too crazy. Honestly, I don't really know too much. Like I don't really watch that league to
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
give too much.
They're
But
top. They're
I
top
know
right
that
now.
they're top of the league. Yeah, I know they're top of the league right now, and they didn't have a bad year last year at all, and they
Champions
were
League final.
Champions
Yeah.
League as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
So got to take it into consideration. But also, what I do think is they had a really, I think they did have an easy run to the Champions League final. And you could say they had an easy run. I don't think anyone
Easier.
had too hard last year. Um, yeah, and you know, Serie A, not really that competitive of a league, is it? Like, anyways, yeah, I've got them
Fairs.
at 7. So
Okay. I put Dortmund there. They didn't win the league last year. They came so close. They did well. And
yeah,
they play yeah,
on
they
the
got
last
slapped
day,
by Bayern, but they're an exciting team. They showed what they
yeah,
can do against Newcastle. I think that's just one example. They lost Bellingham, but they still look sharp. They still look dangerous. Like they've adapted very quickly, and I like watching them play. They always play exciting football. I think that
yeah,
I mean they can't be underestimated, to be honest.
yeah. Okay, my number 6, Dortmund, young
Ah,
team,
interesting.
like
Yeah.
like young team, like really like looked good against Newcastle, who had just come off an unbeaten run in the Prem and just smashed PSG. Like we had a lot of confidence going into that game, and then they played us off the park. Really, not off the park. It was more like 70-30. But and obviously, like you said, it came down to the last day, like last season
Mm,
for them,
yeah.
and they could have stolen it off them. But they're a young team. They've got a really young manager, like new. So it's going to take them some time to get there.
Yeah.
But like when they played against Newcastle, I thought, wow, this team could really like. I think they definitely beat Inter Milan. They could beat Liverpool. They did beat Newcastle, and they definitely beat PSG. But
Mm.
they didn't. They didn't beat PSG in the league. I think they lost them. So I don't know. Like, yeah, it's an interesting one because we've beat PSG. PSG beat them, and then they beat us. I'm pretty
It's
sure at
football.
least
That's just
they.
football. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
styles make games, innit?
might do a last minute change. Yeah,
No, no,
okay.
you can't change. You're not allowed to change. You're not allowed to
What
change. Did you
why?
move? Because we're supposed to have made the list before the video, and now that I've started talking, you're going to change your opinion.
No,
Did
no,
you
no, no,
move
no.
Liverpool?
No, I
Did you
didn't move.
move
You know
Liverpool?
what? No, I didn't move Liverpool. But what I did do is I took Arsenal off my list. So I don't want them there.
Oh, that's so poor. Josh,
I
that's
will. I'll no.
really
You know
poor.
what? I will explain myself later. Anyway, at 6, I got.
Oh,
We're at 6, right?
yes.
All right. I'd say my 5 and 6 are interchangeable, but at 6, I got Barcelona. Yeah, good. They're a young team. They just won the league. They
Right,
walked
so
the
you've
league last
swapped
year.
out Arsenal for Barcelona.
Not directly.
You're a
No.
you're a
No, no.
shit
Listen,
house.
listen. Barcelona have won trophies. They're a better team.
What have they
They
won? What
they
did they
won the
win?
league. They won the league. They won
So that's
a
so
top
hard because who's
top.
top of the league right now in La Liga?
Yeah, but it's a shock. They're not going to win it, obviously. But you've got Real Madrid, Atletico, Barcelona. If you're talking about leagues in Europe that are the most competitive, that's behind the Premier League. I mean, correct me if I'm
By a
wrong.
fucking by a fucking mile as well.
Well,
By like
yeah,
2 million years.
but the thing is, these three teams can beat any of the
It
Premier
goes
League teams
it goes
on their day, apart from City. Okay,
do you actually you think that Barcelona can beat any Premier League team besides
on
City?
their day, apart from City, I think they can. But beat them, yeah.
No, 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 no. They don't beat Liverpool and they don't beat Arsenal.
I believe they
They
do.
they could beat Newcastle, but like I that's rough.
Nah,
Like
nah. Listen, I've been watching. I watched a couple of Barcelona games in the Champions League this year, and it's not even them at 100%. Like Lewandowski's been out, but they've been playing. They bring a young player on and he scores. They've done quite. They've got a culture at that club. Even if things are shit is hitting the fan, as it has been in the past couple of years, they still went and won the league. They still play the style of football they want to play, and I respect that. I respect that, and they're going to
yeah,
keep going, and they're only going to get better. I think. Maybe I put them too
I
high, but
I
I
don't
rate
rate
them.
you. I don't rate you. I don't rate you swapping around your list. Because I've not put them in. I would have put them in, but I'm not. I'm not gonna be a pussy. Okay. So my fifth is Arsenal. They
Okay.
definitely smashed
Now,
Barcelona.
now I want you to explain the basis of that. Why are they the fifth best team in the world above, who did you say? Dortmund, uh,
Yeah,
PSG. Why are they
yeah.
above these teams?
I think that they beat those teams. They came second in the league last year. Challenged City, the first team to really push City in a while. For 2/3 of the season. They've been
Okay.
unbeaten for 10 games before they played us this just yesterday. And for the sake of the argument, I'll say, oh, it was a controversial goal that probably shouldn't have been given. So technically, they should drawn that game, and then they would
I
still be
didn't say
unbeaten.
that. I just said it's disputed. Look,
No, but I
look.
think I think Arsenal at peak Arsenal when Odegaard's cooking, like I think
Okay.
they definitely beat every
Okay.
team beneath them. Dortmund, Inter
Odegaard,
Milan, Liverpool, PSG.
Odegaard has not been cooking all season. He hasn't done anything all
Yeah,
season. He's created like
not had a
no
good start.
chances. So you said you
Yeah,
50-50'd it. In which case, why are you bringing that? That's not a point that you can make. They've won.
because he had a
You,
great season
you had a
last.
great season last year. So did Rashford. So
He
did
was the best
Fernandez. But it's
best
fine.
midfielder in the league. Rashford doesn't even start anymore.
Did you say best midfielder
Attacking
in the
midfielder,
league last year?
attacking midfielder,
De
attacking
Bruyne.
midfielder.
De Bruyne died. Well, this guy died. De Bruyne just.
Yeah,
He
Bruyne's
just.
number one, and then he's second.
Oh, he said second. Okay. It didn't come through the audio. All right. Anyway.
Flipping
How many
yeah,
trophies? How many trophies has Arsenal won?
0.
How far did they go in Europe last year?
I don't remember.
Round of 16.
They didn't make it. Okay,
They got knocked out of the Europa League. Did they get to the final of the FA Cup, the League Cup?
Josh. On their day, they beat all these previous teams. Like I know you're trying to get them out because you don't like Arsenal,
No,
but you
I
have
don't.
to
I
when you
don't.
watch
The
Arsenal.
thing is, I don't
They
dislike
they are
Arsenal.
better than all these teams. They are better than Inter Milan. They're better than Liverpool on their day, I think, recently. And
No,
they're
but if
better.
we,
I mean,
well,
they were
why
better
are
than
we?
us last season. They were
I
better
don't
than
know.
us last season.
You've
Beat
put
us
them.
twice last
Yeah, you've put them at
no, we
5
beat against
because
them.
on their day they can beat a team. Then I can be like, okay, well, over the last season and a half, I'll say United can beat. Like, I don't think it's valid enough. I think Arsenal play a very exciting
That's
style of football. No, they play a very good
that's
style of
your
football. The manager's done well to rebuild the team, but they haven't done anything to warrant being in the top 10 yet.
Okay, they've not done anything, but like I understand that second place is a silver medal. It doesn't mean it, but that second place is still give it context. Like they were first place for most of the league. Yes, City were always going to win, but they were the second best team in England. They were better than Manchester United. They were better than Newcastle. They were better than Liverpool. They were better than Chelsea. They were better than Tottenham. And this year they've been better than most of those teams as well. So
Okay. So
just
put
looking
it
at a
so
pure
okay.
standpoint of
So
who's
put it
better.
into all right, so you want to do that, fine, put it into context then. Like you said earlier, they bottled the league. They could have won the league. They didn't. They threw points away in
No, they were
must-win
never
games.
no, they were never gonna win the league. They were never going to win the league, but they were comfortably second place. They were
No, no,
comfortably the
but
second best
remember
team.
they were clear. They were clear of City by 9, 8, I think even double
Oh,
digits at
Josh,
one
but
point.
you bro, you know they were always gonna win the league. Like,
No, we
let's not
of
play around like,
yes,
"Oh,
but
no, they
bro,
were 10
they
games
haven't
ahead."
they haven't done
Come
anything.
on.
You want to put you said last season, you said it when I said about United. Every team played badly. Every single team. Chelsea, Tottenham. Uh, you said
But
us
they're
for half
also
the
doing it
season.
this year.
Yeah,
They're
no,
also doing it this year.
yes, yes, but they just they're in the top four, fine, but like it's still 10, 11 games in. They're still playing a good brand of football. But if you want to say that, then they came second in a league where everyone sucked. We came third, and you just shat all over it and was like, nope, nope. Yeah, it's only a few. You only had a few good months. So how come you can't carry that same thing for Arsenal because they came second?
Yeah, because they're still doing it now. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, 10 games, 10 games." It's a third, it's but just under a third. What are we, 11 games now? It might as well
Haven't
be a third of the season.
no,
Let's just
but
say a third of the season.
if you that's fine.
Like,
But do you think they're better than the five teams below them who have done well? We've done it off this season and last season. Who've won trophies, who've won their league titles, who have consistently been in the Champions League this season and
what did
last season.
Dortmund win?
Huh?
Yeah, because our league is more difficult. Let's be honest, like, our league's the best league in the world. It's the most challenging league. They were the second best team in the best league in the world. What did Dortmund win last year? What, the super German Audi Cup?
No, to be fair, I don't
Um,
think Dortmund won anything. But it's just
Dortmund didn't win anything. Liverpool didn't win anything that I can remember. Um, Inter Milan reached the final, and by your logic, because they came second place, doesn't mean anything. Um, Newcastle didn't win anything. PSG won the French league. So you don't have to win stuff to
Inter won
be.
the trophy last season.
I know it's gonna like sound ridiculous, but you don't necessarily have to win the league to be or win the trophy to be the best. Do you genuinely think that Arsenal are better are worse than United on this list? Have you genuinely taken them out thinking they shouldn't be there?
Based off this season and last season, yeah, I don't think they should be there.
I think we got to move on because this is a long podcast, and I think I'm never going to agree with you on that.
All right.
Just that it's mental to me, but fair enough. All right, I've given you my fifth,
Yeah,
um,
I went Inter 5.
fifth.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
I've done it a lot. I think that being top of the Serie A now, I was gonna put them in my top 10 anyway, but I put them a bit higher because last season they won a cup. Um, they had the chance to challenge for the league, but they didn't have the squad depth to do that and also go for the Champions League. So they chose to go for the Champions League. They came very, very close in that final. Lukaku should have scored. He really, bro, that chance must haunt him, honestly. But they were in that game. It was a very, very evenly contested game. Um, and yeah, I think
Just
Inter.
realised I missed Tottenham as well.
You'd put
Mm.
Tottenham in your top 10.
Thing is, like, if I'm being 50-50, yeah, they had a bad season last season, but they're arguably the second best team in England this year. So
So why don't
I
you
probably
apply this logic to United?
I did apply it to them. That's why they're not on my list.
So you'd wanted to put Tottenham in your top 10 because they are second after 11 games this season.
It's not that I wanted to, it's not that I wanted to. I just said I forgot about them.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, Inter Milan, I think at 5. It might be a bit high to be honest, but I was just really impressed by how they play and they've won something and they are on course hopefully to win the league. Who've you got 4?
Napoli.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just
And
not really a question, is it?
second agreement. Yeah,
And
because
the top 3 shouldn't really be a debate.
yeah.
Like, I mean, if it is a debate, we're gonna have an issue.
No, I don't think so.
Uh,
I think we'll agree on this top three.
we don't really need to say like Napoli's comfortably 4th. They've got
Yeah.
arguably the 2nd or 3rd best striker in the world. Um, they're not really like in question. I think they're definitely better than every team I've got beneath them.
Yeah, they're really
Let's
they're really exciting last
rush
season.
through this top 3 because we all know what it's gonna be. All right, number 3, Bayern.
Yeah.
2, Real Madrid. 1,
Yeah,
City.
yes, fine. Okay, so we've
Yeah,
agreed on the top
Bosnia.
four. See, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, agreeing on top 4. I I can't believe you favoured more of last season. I know that there's been more, but like you are only as good as your last game.
Yes, so
Like, and
it's recency bias. Like the thing is, Liverpool had an absolutely shocking start. You said it yourself last season, but they picked it up,
yeah,
and they from like I'd say from the midpoint of last season up to now, they've been one of the best teams in the world. They've played really well, but it wasn't enough to win them anything or get them anything in top four last season. So for me, because of that, and like I think because there's more games to go off, I put like 65 to 70% last season, and then 30% this season. That's why I didn't think about Tottenham because bro, Tottenham have had starts, maybe not as good as this, and they've flopped, but they've had good starts. So that's my thinking. Like I think you've thought about it
yeah.
differently.
I just favoured this season a bit more because to me that just makes the most logical sense. Why would I focus on last season more? And I took last season into consideration because I know that Liverpool didn't have a great season, but they were also like they were like sort of in a bit of a weird phase where they were transitioning with a lot of different players coming in and coming out. So I knew that Liverpool were going to have a tough time like going high on the list because I think they are a really good team, but like same with Dortmund, like technically
Yeah.
not Dortmund and Arsenal like not won anything really, but like easily like two of the best teams in the world. Like it's just I mean right now,
Mm,
so
mm.
but yeah, okay. Well, we viciously disagree on
On
6
on
out of
on yeah on the first six, but we agreed on the top four, and that's good that we recognize good teams. Jesus. All right. I actually went red when I was
yeah.
shouting earlier. I think that's it. We want. It's all right. There's no like. I don't think there's any big games next week that we need to talk about. We've got some.
I don't
Let's see. You're playing Bournemouth.
I don't
Televised
bruh,
again. All the televised spots.
of course.
Oh, Chelsea play
Yeah.
City. Oh,
Oh, it's
City are
tough.
gonna cook them at Stamford
Cook.
Bridge, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Doku
that's
to
it.
score.
Doku to score 10. But yeah, it's a big week
Yeah.
ahead, to be honest. We've got Champions League fixtures. Newcastle need to come back and win. We need to win to have any hope of progressing. So it's gonna be interesting again. Well, thanks for
Quick prediction.
yeah,
Newcastle shock 1-0 win away at Dortmund. And then they move out of place
in,
on my list.
interesting. I think you draw. I think you draw that game. But it's
I
gonna be a
don't
good
think we
draw.
lose.
No, I don't think so either.
Unbeaten in my
I
last
I
10
think
games,
it'll be an entertaining draw though, like 1-1 or 2-2 or something. But yeah.
maybe.
Well,
Callum
thanks for
Wilson,
coming on
fraud.
as usual.
Okay,
Don't let me down. Appreciate that.
shut up.
Oh, I see. Shout out to Hussein as well, our ex co-host. Completed his first fight. Thanks for watching, guys.
He
Thanks for
lost,
listening.
but he lost, but yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah,
Um,
get him
you
next
know.
time, bro. All right. Anyways, everyone like, subscribe, comment, follow, leave a rating, all that good stuff, and we will follow us on socials as well. We'll catch you next week in a bit.